Welcome to Have More Babies, your shortcut to being well-informed. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something really important, but maybe not always top of mind: dyspraxia.
That's right. It affects a good number of children.
We've gathered some great insights, mainly drawing from Omega Pediatrics, to help unpack this developmental disorder.
Yeah, the goal is to really understand what it is, how it shows up day to day.
And, crucially, give you practical strategies and ways to support kids who have it. We want those aha moments for you.
Exactly. Shed some light.
Okay, let's get into it. So it's kind of interesting, isn't it? We hear so much about ADHD, autism, which is vital, of course, but dyspraxia, it seems less discussed. Why do you think that is? And, what is it fundamentally?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
You're right. It doesn't always get the same spotlight, but its impact is significant. So at its core, dyspraxia is a developmental coordination disorder. Basically, it affects a child's motor skills.
Motor skills, meaning movement.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it tough for them to plan and carry out coordinated movements. Think about anything from tying shoelaces, using cutlery, to bigger things like riding a bike, catching a ball, even handwriting. It's a really broad spectrum.
So it's not that their muscles are weak. That's not the issue.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That's a key point.
If
It's not about muscle weakness or anything like paralysis. It's thought to be neurological. It's about how the brain processes the information needed to make movements happen smoothly.
Okay.
So think of it like the brain's wiring for coordinating actions is maybe a bit inefficient or tangled for certain tasks.
Yeah.
The signals might not get there quite right.
That wiring analogy really helps. So if it's processing, not strength,
Yeah.
what are the red flags? What should parents be watching for?
Well, the signs can vary quite a bit, in how severe they are. But there are common things. One big one, especially with younger kids, is just general clumsiness,
Yeah.
lots of falls, bumping into furniture, maybe trouble with stairs.
Oh.
Then you often see difficulty with fine motor skills. Things like holding a pencil correctly, using scissors, doing up buttons, manipulating small toys.
Right, those detailed hand movements. I can see how frustrating that would be.
Absolutely. And beyond motor skills, sometimes there's speech issues too. Maybe slow language development or trouble articulating words clearly. That involves motor planning as well.
Ah, didn't realize the speech connection.
Yeah, it can be linked. And another big indicator is just persistent trouble learning new physical skills. Even with lots of practice, it's not about effort or intelligence. It's that the brain struggles to automate those movements.
So if you, as a parent, are seeing a pattern of these things, what's the plan?
Your first step really should be a chat with your pediatrician. They do an initial check, rule out other possibilities.
Right, starting point.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the next part. Parent sees the signs, talks to the pediatrician. What's that journey look like for diagnosis and getting help? Because, like you said, it's not lack of trying.
Right, so after the pediatrician's initial look, you'll usually get referrals for more specialized evaluations.
Yeah.
Very often that means seeing an occupational therapist and OT. They're really key.
Okay, what do they do specifically?
OTs do detailed assessments of motor skills. They look closely at coordination, balance, fine motor control, gross motor skills, running, jumping, all that. They pinpoint where the difficulties lie.
And is that usually enough? Or are there other specialists?
Often, an educational psychologist is also involved.
Yeah.
They
So what are those core interventions? What helps most?
Occupational therapy is usually front and center. OTs work directly on improving motor skills with tailored activities, making tasks easier, building coordination.
Okay.
If speech is affected, then speech therapy is crucial for articulation, language, even the motor control needed for clear speech.
At school, what happens there?
Educational support is huge. This means accommodations at school. Things like maybe extra time for written work, using a laptop instead of handwriting, perhaps modified instructions.
Making the environment work for them.
Precisely. Adapting the setting so they can access the learning and participate fully, removing those barriers.
Now, this is where I think it gets really interesting, because it's clearly not just about the physical side, is it? Tying shoes, riding bikes. Important, yes. But there must be a big emotional and social piece, too.
Oh, absolutely. And that's often the part that gets missed. Dyspraxia goes way beyond just physical ability. Think about it constantly struggling with tasks your friends find easy. Catching a ball, keeping up in PE, even just writing notes down quickly.
Yeah.
That can really chip away at a child's self-esteem. It can lead to frustration, anxiety, maybe embarrassment. They might start avoiding activities or social situations.
So they might seem withdrawn or hesitant.
Exactly. They might feel different or worry about being judged or failing in front of others.
Hmm.
So providing that solid emotional support, that understanding,
Yeah.
it's just critical.
Helping them understand it's just how their brain is wired differently.
Yes, validating their struggles. But here's the really positive flip side, the silver lining, if you will.
Okay.
Many kids with dyspraxia have incredible strengths in other areas. Often, they are highly creative, brilliant problem solvers. They can be really determined, persistent.
Because they have to find other ways to do things.
That's often part of it. They develop unique strategies. They might think outside the box because the standard box doesn't quite work for them. We see amazing resilience.
That's fantastic. So focusing on those strengths is key for confidence.
Absolutely. Maybe they struggle with handwriting, but tell incredible stories. Or maybe team sports are tough, but they excel at intricate model building or strategy games. Nurturing those talents builds confidence, gives them areas where they shine, and shows them and others what they can do. It shifts the focus from deficit to strength.
That makes so much sense. So, okay, bringing it all together, daily life, what are the practical things parents and teachers can actually do to support these kids effectively at home and school?
Right, the practical strategies. First off, structure and routine can be really helpful. Predictability reduces anxiety. And breaking tasks down. Instead of clean your room, maybe it's put the books on the shelf, then put the clothes in the hamper. Smaller, manageable steps.
Prevents that feeling of overwhelm.
Exactly. Then there are adaptive tools. Simple things like pencil grips can make a big difference for writing. Specialized keyboards, maybe voice-to-text software for older kids. Tools that bridge the gap.
Technology can be a real ally there.
Definitely. And thinking about how they learn multisensory approaches work really well, using touch, movement, like tracing letters in sand, using building blocks for math, acting out stories. It gauges different pathways in the brain.
Makes learning more physical, more concrete.
Yes. And crucially, communication between home and school. It needs to be a partnership.
Everyone on the same page.
Yeah. Sharing what works, what challenges arise, that creates a consistent support system for the child. Essential.
And what about helping them navigate the social world?
That needs attention too.
Yeah.
Encouraging participation in activities, but maybe ones that focus more on cooperation than intense competition, like drama club or coding club, or maybe smaller group activities. Schools can foster inclusivity through awareness, making sure peers understand differences, and finally, celebrating effort and achievement.
Big or small?
Absolutely. Every success, every bit of progress matters. Acknowledging their hard work builds that crucial self-esteem and keeps them motivated. It shows them their efforts pay off.
That's such valuable, concrete advice. Now let's zoom out a bit. Beyond the individual child and family, what about society? How do we challenge the misunderstandings and build more inclusion?
That's the bigger picture, isn't it? It starts with awareness, educating communities, schools, even healthcare providers to really understand what dyspraxia is and isn't, dispelling those myths about laziness or intelligence.
Right, just basic understanding.
Then in schools specifically, it's about true inclusive education. Training for teachers is vital so they know how to spot signs and adapt their teaching. It shouldn't be an extra, it should be standard practice.
Making classrooms genuinely welcoming for different learning styles.
Exactly. And community support networks are powerful. Parent groups, online forums, connecting with others who get it makes a huge difference, reduces that isolation.
Finding your tribe.
Yeah. And on a larger scale, advocating for educational policies that explicitly include dyspraxia awareness and support, making it systemic. And, media representation matters too. Seeing characters with dyspraxia portrayed accurately and positively helps normalize it and build empathy.
Shows lived experiences rather than just clinical descriptions. Speaking of which, those personal stories, they must be incredibly powerful, right? Stories of people thriving.
Oh, immensely powerful. Hearing from individuals with dyspraxia who've navigated the challenges and succeeded in school, in careers, in life, it's incredibly inspiring. It shows kids and their families that dyspraxia doesn't define their limits. It highlights their resilience, their unique perspectives, their creativity, families sharing their journeys, the ups and downs, the strategies they found. That real-world perspective is invaluable, and it moves beyond the diagnosis to the human experience.
Yeah, it shows the potential and the strength. It's not just a list of difficulties.
Not at all. It's just one part of who they are.
Well, hopefully this conversation has given you, our listeners, some really valuable insights and a clearer picture of dyspraxia. For much more detail on children's health topics, including developmental conditions like dyspraxia, or if you have specific concerns, we highly recommend visiting omegapediatrics.com.
Yes, it's a great resource, lots of articles, information.
And you can actually book appointments directly through the site if you need personalized advice from their experienced team. That's omegapediatrics.com. And of course, if you found this discussion helpful, please do give this video a like, subscribe to Have More Babies for more content like this.
And share it. Share it with parents, teachers, anyone who might benefit from understanding dyspraxia better.
Definitely. Your support really helps us keep these conversations going.
And maybe just a final thought to leave with everyone. Try to see dyspraxia not as a barrier, but as just a different way of being wired, part of human diversity. When we focus on understanding, providing the right support, and really celebrating the strengths these individuals bring, we help create a world where every child can genuinely flourish.
Beautifully put. It's about collaboration, advocacy, and continued learning for all of us. Thank you so much for joining us on Have More Babies. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep supporting